In the heart of Nigeria, where the mighty Niger and Benue rivers embrace, lies Kogi State, a land of proud people, rich soil, and once unbearable fear. Before 2016, darkness had taken hold. Kogi had earned a painful name, the kidnap capital of the nation. Highways became traps, families lived in terror, mothers wept for their children snatched in broad daylight. Travelers drove with hearts in their throats. Armed robbery and banditry stole not just property, but peace, hope, and futures. The pain was deep. The cries of the vulnerable echoed across the confluence. Then in 2016, a new wave swept across the state. Yahaya Bello stepped forward. To understand the security achievements of former Governor Yahaya Bello, two stories lay a solid foundation. First, years before he became governor, his beloved mother was kidnapped and held captive for weeks. This was so deep a cut that when she finally regained freedom, in the warm embrace of his mother, he vowed to her that if he ever got any close to power, he would fish out the kidnappers and he would fight crimes and criminality to a stop. To him, the fight was personal. He had felt the pain, suffered the burn, and was going to make sure others don't. The second story, as recounted by Barrister Moses Okezie, details an incident from 2019 at a North Central Security Summit in Lafayette, Nasarawa State. What was supposed to be a security meeting to strategize and tackle insecurity turned into a peace meeting with bandits, terrorists, and kidnapped leaders. Seeing this, Yahaya Bello refused to participate. Seeing his colleague governors and top security officials seated with armed bandit leaders strutting in with Kalashnikovs and bandoliers, he protested vehemently, declaring that he cannot and will not sit with or negotiate with criminals. When the others insisted and wanted to proceed, he took his team and left the meeting. On his way out, one notorious bandit leader threatened to target Kogi State and make it ungovernable for him. Yahaya Bello responded that crossing into Kogi State would be the bandits' last day. The bandit leader was reportedly hunted down and eliminated within a couple of months. With fierce determination, Yahaya Bello went to war, not for glory but for lives. Every tiny detail mattered. The thick bushes along the highways were cleared so criminals could no longer hide close to roads to waylay travelers. Visibility returned. Fear began to retreat. He harmonized all the security agencies in the state so that intelligence gathering and information sharing weaved into a web that hunted criminals. He procured over 200 security vehicles and hundreds of motorcycles, equipping those who protect with the tools they needed. Checkpoints rose at every danger point. He rallied hunters, police, soldiers, the DSS, and thousands of local vigilantes. Over 3,500 strong young Kogites were recruited, turning neighbors into watchful guardians, and with that, he launched Operation Know Your Neighbor, stirring the conscience of the people. Intelligence flowed. Criminal hideouts were exposed. Then he frontiered the demolition of properties built from the tears of victims by criminals.
This particular massive building belonged to a hardened criminal. And by the special grace of God and by the powers conferred on me as the executive governor of the state, we are going to bring down this building.
In the rocky caves of Okene and beyond, his forces confronted even ice-swamped shadows, rescuing the innocent and restoring dignity.
And the policy of ensuring that you are secured, your neighborhood is secured, your community is secured, your local government is secured, and the state is secured, everybody bought into it. The idea of cooperating with law enforcement agencies, everybody bought into it. The idea of sharing intelligence and passing credible information to the law enforcement agencies, knowing fully well that it will stop, on my table, and that they are protected, they are secured, they will be shielded. They trusted us and they still trust us, and they were providing such information, and all of the security agencies in Kogi State are sharing those informations.
Where kidnappings once averaged 25 cases every month, with reports of as many as 167 in a single dark period, the numbers plummeted to an average of just 2. For stretches of time, entire months passed with 0 cases of armed robbery or kidnapping.
We don't tag or label ethnic group when it comes to issue of those that are causing insecurity in the state. Every crime caused by any human being are treated as such. So criminals are criminals. When we apprehend you, we will deal with you according to the law of the land.
The highways breathed again. Farmers returned to their fields without dread. Traders traveled with songs instead of silence. Kogi moved from terror to one of the safest states in the Federation. This was no distant policy. It was personal. He didn't shift responsibility or blames. He stood in his office as Chief Security Officer to deliver security, and with that, he earned the boldness to say,
if as a governor I am crying foul and crying helpless, what do I expect the citizens to do? So rather, a leader should face the challenge and solve the problem. I don't balk past, box. I don't. I do the job, and then whatever is left, we put heads together to see how we can solve it.
Bello's compassion drove him into the front lines. He felt the weight of every lost life, every sleepless night. He equipped, empowered, and stood with the forces day and night. His passion was visible in the tears he refused to let define his people. He did not just fight criminals, he fought to give parents peace, children futures, and communities hope. Today, the awards tell part of the story. Torchbearer of security from the Nigerian Union of Journalists, icon on security from Nigerians in the diaspora, the national recognition for transformative security management, the first ever Inspector General of Police Award for Excellence in Security Governance, the Presidential Award for Excellence in Security Management, and the letter of commendation from the Director General of the Nigerian Intelligence Agency, amongst plethora others. But the true measure lives in the hearts of Kogi people.
I must appreciate the contribution of the vibrant young governor of Kogi State, who detests crime and have always been rendering helping hands to nip crime not only in his state, but across the country at large. I doff my hat for Governor Yahaya Bello, the support the special forces have been receiving from him. If all governors could emulate, in terms of providing strategic information, I think the peace we have been yearning for will soon be close to us.
Yahaya Bello did not just govern, he loved fiercely. He protected passionately. He proved that true leadership is a heart that stands guard so others can live free. Under his watch, security became more than just the absence of fear. It became the presence of compassion in action. A legacy that reminds us that when a leader cares deeply, entire nations can rise from the ashes of despair.